you'll recall that the Auditor General mandated you on that issue of the improper recruitment of contract staff, that you refund to the Treasury the sum of 389 million, and to show evidence of that remittance. So I think what you just show us right now, because I mean, we should not spend too much time on that, is also to give us the evidence of that remittance, and then we move on. Thank you.
The response. The director of the center decision to re-engage the two retirees. From the reading, my understanding, they are mentioning one, but there are two. Yes, there are two. So, to engage the two retirees was done in the best interest of the center. At the time, the two officers, the chief technical officer and the chief security officer, retired. There was no staff with specific skills to assume their role as their responsibilities are critical. Hence, the decision to re-engage them in line with the parents' body best practice. That is ALCO.
Director, I think
yes,
all
sir.
these reasons must have been tabled before the Auditor General, before they came up with the conclusion that it was improperly done. Your best interest, whatever, for re-engaging them does not matter to us here.
No.
What matters to us here, Mr. Chairman and honorable colleagues,
Yes, please go ahead.
is that compliance, the office oversighting you said you have done it improperly. They must have considered all these things that you are mentioning to us. We don't need the story. Just tell us.
Okay.
You told us document speaks for itself. No, here document doesn't speak for itself. You speak to your documents. You brought those, sir, please, you can't dump documents on us and say document speak for itself. Because all the things you have been saying, you have not shown me one document where you are speaking from. You are only telling us stuff. Please, if you want to go back, every minute you say you have, can you point to a document here as we speak? Because you have been talking, I've been looking through these documents, and I'm not able to reconcile that. So don't tell us document speaks for itself. You speak to the documents you are bringing to us. You can be a lawyer, I'm not a lawyer. So if you put a document before me, you must speak to it. That is one. Then two, Mr. Chairman, I understand there is a supervising ministry, correct? So I'm asking, is there a supervising ministry?
Yes, Office of the Attorney General.
So if that is true, you are telling us now that you have immunity. Why do you have a supervising ministry?
Why we have the supervising ministry is simple. Under the agreement,
And what page?
go to page, yes, go to page 12.
Yes, go on.
The executor of the ministry is of blessed memory, the Honorable Attorney General of Minister of Justice, Abdullahi Ibrahim, SAN, who passed on 2 years ago.
So,
Yes.
what?
So,
That has not answered my
yes,
question.
and that is why, if you go to the law,
What
So the
law?
law-
What page?
the Regional Center for International Commercial Arbitration Act, Cap R5,
What page, sir?
page, it's on page 13, 14, 15, up to 16. You go to the interpretation. You go to the interpretation. Yes. Appropriate authority,
Interpretation. You mentioned 3 pages, sir. Refer us to 1 page.
page 16.
Do you see anything? Go on. Cap.
In this act, unless the context otherwise requires,
What cap are we? 1.5?
appropriate
Is it cap
authority,
18?
first line,
Okay, interpretations, go on.
Yes, yes. It says under that paragraph, in this act, unless the context otherwise requires, the appropriate authority means the Attorney General of the Federation and Minister of Justice.
Just a moment, please. No, I'm coming, sir. Please, what is the consultative committee? Which committee is called consultative committee?
Yes, formally, when it was formed in 1955 under the Bandung Conference, it was a committee. But later, in 2004, it was made under the Doha Convention, when they had their annual conference. It was changed to organization. So in 2015, when I come on board, I propose a change to tally with the current.
What is the consultative committee now?
Is the organization, consultative organization.
Okay, which organization is that?
African Asian Legal Consultative Organization.
The parent body?
It's an international body.
Okay, honorable colleagues.
Of 47 nations.
Because I don't want us to...
Mr. Chair, I have an option, please.
Just a moment, please. Because if you look at page 14,
Yes.
page 14, honorable colleagues. Page 14, part 3. Part 3 of the establishment law, where it talked about staff of the center. If you look at item 6 under part 3, other staff of the center, it said the center may, with the approval of the consultative committee from time to time, appoint such persons, whether from within or outside Nigeria, as he may deem necessary to assist the center in the performance of its functions under this act.
Yes.
That's a very, to me, it looks like a conclusive clause that the body that gives them this authority to recruit or employ or do whatever is actually that international organization to which Nigeria has subscribed. And unless anyone has a contrary opinion, I don't know. To me, I think that's where it actually should have taken us to, rather than this beating about everywhere. That the legal instrument empowers you to recruit people. That's what you should have said. Without making recourse to civil service rules. Yes, if you have a contrary opinion, sir.
Mr. Chairman, with due respect to you, sir.
Yes, sir.
It is not to the director. It is to a consultative committee.
Yes.
And maybe he's the head of that consultative committee. He has not been able to show us, Mr. Chairman, that there was a consultative committee that agreed or decided to re-engage those retired staff. He has not been able to show us that. And I think all that he's been taking us to, I mean, it's just all the immunity and all of the privileges that
do we then seek the opinion of the Attorney General on this matter? Can we write the Attorney General?
We should.
Is that agreed to everybody? Okay, so we will write the Attorney General's office to give us his position on this matter.
The director of the center has already taken steps to ensure that the center's properties are ensured as directed by the audit. To that effect, the center writes the Federal Ministry of Finance for extra budgetary funds for that purpose, since it was not provided in the 2020 budget attached and marked at Exhibit 4A. Which page is that?
So you admit that those assets were not insured?
Yes, because they were not provided, so we are not insured.
What is the meaning of provided?
Yeah.
What's the meaning of provided?
The provision that was made in the, we cannot expend anything that.
Did you make the provision in your budget estimate?
We did not make the provision.
So don't say don't want to provide. It's not that it was not provided. You did not. And there's an extent. Okay.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Another distinguished. The issue of provision is to safeguard the asset of the organization and, by extension, the country. So, if you didn't make provision in your budget line, let's see the provision. If the parliament did not approve it, it's a different ball game. But at least you should be able to show that you made provision, but it was not approved.
Auditor General, always address the chair. Don't address the agency. Eh? Unless when you go and stand for election.
Auditor General, then on what premise are you now asking for 303 million naira?
What we are saying is,
Thank you, sir.
for not insuring such assets is a big risk. If there is no damages or no fire or other risk, well, it's acceptable. But when it occurs, it becomes an issue. It's just to compare them that subsequently they should make provision, adequate provision for them to be able to pay premium, whereby such risk will be covered.
Chairman, he's not asking. They are not asking for. The recommendation is that they should be requested to insure all assets and forward evidence of the insurance to. So I think we can approve that recommendation. Okay. Recommendations 1 and 2 approved. Insure all the asset and forward evidence of insurance to Public Account Committee. So on issue 1, we have given you time to go and sort out your records. On issue 2, we are writing the Attorney General's office to provide us with the legal opinion on the matter. Issue 3, approved as recommended by. Thank God they did not recommend any sanction against you on this one. All right, so we'll give you a fresh date for the appearance on issues 1 and 2. Yes. You want to say something?
Yes.
Yes, please.
Let me stand a bit.
Please sit down. No, please sit down.
No, sometimes we are teachers and we are lawyers, so it's always like that. You know, I'm excited. You know why? When we come to such places, and we see minds hitting you from, it gives you the joy that they have much concern about you. I am very happy about it. I am exceedingly.
This is one of the gentlest sessions we have had.
Yes.
I
am telling you.
So there's no hitting.
Very agitative, and I think I have to commend on it. It's quite commendable, and I'm very grateful. Thank you so much, sir, my lord.
You're welcome.
Thank you.
And Honorable Obodo Mitema also told us that you are a good person. He told us you are a good person. So please keep up the work. All right, you're welcome.